Yo, RX back for another breakdown for UFC San Antonio, Cheeto, and Sandman. Last time in March we were here for a breakdown. March Madness is the last card of the month, and what a month we've had so far. We've had 285, which probably card of the year, UFC Las Vegas, which was fun, UFC 286, which I'll recap in one quick second, and now we end with UFC San Antonio. I think this card kind of blows outside of 4 fights, but what can you do? Yeah. Not much more to say. Besides, let's get, if you're new here, I always do a recap of the card from a week ago, but I want to talk on that real quick. I'm thinking about bringing recap videos back, because I think it would just be nice to bring back. When I was making them before, I wasn't really enjoying making videos at all, or at least recaps, but now I'm actually really enjoying this, and I think it would be nice to bring them back. So don't be shocked if Sunday at 1 PM EST a recap video is premiering. But yeah, besides that, you want to recap UFC 286 in London, England? Let's do it. 14 fights, and interesting. So let's begin with Veronica Hardy and Juliana Killer Miller. Wow, Juliana looked fucking awful. Veronica looked phenomenal. It's weird how contrast they were. The fighter who was meant to look like shit looked better than she's ever looked, and the fighter who actually was meant to look good and, well, before was good, looked like a joke. Guess fucking Dan Hardy makes you a better fighter. Good for Veronica. I hate seeing Juliana get whooped like that, but it makes her a better fighter. And happy to see Veronica back looking better than ever. So, good way to start the card. After that, Jai Herbert and Ludovic Klein. Now let's just say a draw. You know, Jai Herbert clearly won, but he wanted to kick Ludovic in the dick twice. So, batting within, I think, 45 fucking seconds. So, yeah, that's gonna get you a point taken away. So, yeah, underwhelming fight, and Jai really did win, but he wanted to do some dick kicking. So, not much more to say there. After that, Joanne Wood and Lorna Carolina. Wow. I expected Joanne Wood to look good to win this fight. She looked fucking perfect. Like, I know the split kind of makes you question that, but if you actually do remember, if you actually watched the fight, you know that was not a split decision in the slightest. Joanne Wood clearly won that 30-27. I don't know how the fuck they pulled a split out of their ass when it was a clear 30-27. So, and I told you, she was my lock for the night for a reason. The only way she loses this fight is if they try to rob her, and they tried to rob her, but they couldn't. So, I'm so happy to see JoJo back. So, she deserves it. Who doesn't like JoJo? So, yeah. After that, we have Jake Hadley and Malcolm Gordon. Wow, I'm not gonna fucking underestimate Jake anymore. He's actually pretty good. Malcolm Gordon's terrible. And yeah, Jake's good. I think he's biting off more than he can chew with Muhammad Mukayev. But, what do I know? That's more so. After that, Chris Leroy Duncan and Dushko Todorovic. Not really much I want to say, because for 2 minutes we saw some of what Leroy Duncan can be, but we didn't see enough. Sucks to see another knee blowout in London. Blades Aspinall. But what can you do? Not much to say. And then the last featured prelim were all Murphy and Gabriel Santos. Santos got robbed. He fucking got robbed. Like, Murphy did not win that fight. Santos is a problem because he stepped on short notice and beat Lerone Murphy. That's scary. Santos got robbed, man. After that, Muhamukayev and Rafael Silva. Sorry if that was loud. I don't know what to think of Muhamukayev anymore. Like, the dude, like I said, the dude is so fucking good, but for some reason, every fight, something happens that you don't remember Muhammad for looking good. You remember who he beat for doing something. It's like, dude, you gotta fucking just win dominantly without some crazy bullshit happening. So, and now he's probably gonna be out for a year because his fucking legs ripped off. I don't know. After that, Yanal Ashmov and Sam Patterson. Well, I was correct on one end of the spectrum. Sam Patterson should not have been signed. The dude ain't good. And for Yanal Ashmov, that was scary. That was fucking scary. Nice new addition to lightweight. After that, Chris Duncan, Omar Morales, not much to say. Omar made Chris Duncan a panic wrestler, and that being a split's also fucking insane. So, yeah, not much to say. And then the featured prelim, Jack Shore, Makwan, and Murakami. Fight went exactly how anyone with a fucking brain knew it would. If it went into round 2, Shore should get a finish, because Makwan's Makwan. It went into round 2, Shore got a finish. Not much to say. English fuck. I am interested to see Jack Shore at 145 though. I think could be a nice ad. After that, Vittori and Doladze. It happened. Yeah, it happened. Not much more to say. Marvin looked, for how much people said he should win this. Yeah, I scored for Doladze live, but it really could have went either way, but fuck, that was not impressive. After that, Gunnar and Brian Barberena, predictable. Co-main, Gaethje and Fiziev, great fight of course, fight of the night, not fight of the year. I know I'm gonna piss people off with that, but I think Volkan Islam was better. But yeah, Gaethje showed he's still Gaethje, man. Fiziev, and anyone calling Fiziev a fraud, you're a fucking moron. Fiziev lost to one of the best fighters in the division. That's not a fucking fraud, you dipshit. Yeah, man, I'm happy to see Gaethje back, and hopefully Gaethje fucking fights more than once every fucking 2 years. So, happy Gaethje back, and Fiziev, bright future. And the main event, Leon and Kamaru for the final time, hopefully. It happened. It was as underwhelming as I fucking thought it would be. And Leon got the W. Do I agree? Probably. Like, I missed some of the fight because my ESPN messed up. But, I'm happy Leon won, man. No, but I'm so fucking no one wants to see Kamaru with the belt again. He needs to retire. One of the greatest welterweights of all time. But it's time to give up, man. Not even because you can't beat Leon or can't be a top welterweight anymore, but dude, end on top. Ish. Like, don't ruin your career. Because you know they're going to feed you to Shavkat or someone really good and you're going to lose badly. So, don't beat Jay Pellet. And for Leon, fight Kobe, defender vacate, bitch. Stop ducking. So, yeah, the UFC 286, it was a fine card. Some highs and lows. Like, the main highs from it, fucking Joanne Wood, Jake Hadley, Yanal Ashmov, Gaethje. So, and the only lows really were Herbert and Klein kinda sucked. Leroy Duncan's injury, or Dushko's injury, the robbery of Santos. Duncan fight was terrible, but besides that, everything else is pretty fine. So, fun card. But now we move to San Antonio, Texas, in the AT&T Center for UFC San Antonio to end merch. Nope. I can't think of anything else to say before getting into the breakdown. Besides, please like, comment, sub, 100 subs go by the end of the year. If you want to break down some fights, let's go. We got 12 fights as of right now. We did lose a fight this afternoon. Tamir's Verdal and Haley Cowan did get cancelled. Verdal got sick, I believe. Which, is it really a loss? Is it really a big loss? No. Haley Cowan fights are cursed, maybe for the better, because she sucks. So, we have 12 fights, 6 fights on each prelim and main card. So, let's start off with the first prelim, as we have Vincent Fenomeno Salvador versus Victor El Magnifico Altamirano. Let's talk about Salvador. One of my highest eyed prospects, I guess how I would word that, coming off the Contender Series last year. Dude's a dog. The dude thinks he's Anderson Silva. I swear to God, he literally does Anderson Silva shit. And he's really good. I think, yeah, I know, I think people talk badly about his defense in the Shan Ross fight, because he did get hit a lot of times, but I think he was hyped up and trying to do too much, and I think that's why he did get hit in that fight. I think if he fought to his abilities, he would have easily beat Ross, because as we see, Shan Ross is a joke. So, but now he's back, and well, now he finally gets to make his debut after 2 cancellations, and now we finally get to see how he looks against someone he was actually booked against on DWCS in 2021, so I think that's interesting. Yeah, I'm very excited for his debut. Only 26 years old, and I think he's an amazing at 125 if he is good. I think he is a really interesting prospect people should be watching. If he can translate his skills to the UFC level, I could easily see a top 15 dude here. I could, and I say that like all honestly. So, to talk about his opponent, someone we've seen in the UFC a couple times now, Victor Altamirano, went to Alolo. Victor in the UFC is 1-1 after coming off Contender Series win against Carlos Candelario, where I believe that's the only fight ever where both guys were signed, which was a good fight and probably a robbery, so I'll take that as you will. Victor's clearly the better fighter though. In the UFC, he's had 2 fights. In his debut, lost to Carlos Hernandez by split, and then in his last fight had a brawl with Daniel De Silva. Losing to Carlos Hernandez, not the greatest look in the world, and then fucking having a war with Daniel De Silva is more reasonable. But still, you almost lost to Daniel De Silva, and the only reason you didn't lose is because Daniel De Silva's a bitch. Yeah, I think Altamirano's fine, but I don't think of him very highly. I think he's gonna be just a stepping stone for new guys. I'm shocked they never fed him to Tatsura or Muhammad, but no. I don't think highly of him. I think he's just an okay fighter. He is 32 years old, so he's getting up there. He's still in the prime of his career, but he's starting to get up there, and after watching his first 2 fights and the Contender Series fight, do you really see much for him? I don't. If I'm being honest with you, I don't. So, The betting odds for this fight are pretty much near even. They actually dropped from when I looked last week. Altamirano was like minus 150, I believe. He was like a decent favorite, which I don't understand. None being more near even, I guess Salvador is starting to take over the favorite role. Makes more sense. I would have Salvador minus 140 favorite. I think he's just better. Like striking, I think he's better. Wrestling might be the small problem, but I don't really think it's gonna turn into a big problem. Like, I think Salvador's just better. I think he's younger, he's taking less damage, and I think he's a good prospect. Which for Altamirano, I don't think any of those things for. So overall, I am gonna go Salvador to win this one. But how? Let's see. He's never won a fight by decision. Does he continue that streak? You know what? I say he fucking does. I'm going Vinicius Salvador by knockout in the first to begin the card. Let's have some fun. Finally making his debut. Let's see what he's got. Salvador knockout in the first. After that, we got another Mexican prospect, I guess. Another Mexican fighter. I guess they want to put some Mexicans on the card. Not even, I guess I couldn't get the high talented ones, but most of them are champions. So what does that tell you? Are people gonna fucking look bad on what I'm saying? Hope not. After that, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. We have Manuel El Loco Torres versus Trey Samurai Ghost Ogden. By the way, Manuel Torres fighting on his birthday. Happy birthday. The last fighter to fight on his birthday got his first UFC win, being AJ Fletcher a couple months back. So let's see if that streak continues with Manuel. So let's talk about Manuel. Manuel is 1-0 in the UFC after coming off Contender Series first round knockout. And now after his debut against Frank Camacho middle of last year, he's looking to continue his knockouts in round 1 streak, or his finishes. Two of them were submissions, 2 of them were knockouts. Very good prospect. And at lightweight, I believe. Yes. Very good prospect. Only has 1 win by decision. Only 27 years old, and has a lot of momentum right now after 4 first-round finishes in a row, and knocking out a journeyman like Frank Camacho. He's taking some time off. I get probably to heal some injuries or just get ready for a normal UFC schedule. But now he's back, and with I guess a step up in competition, but ain't anyone a step up in competition. 1 year last fight was Frank Camacho, so take that as you will. I'm excited for I'm very excited for Manuel's debut. I think it could be very interesting. He could be a really nice add to the division. Like I said, he's only 27 years old, and he likes to get them finishes. So another great add to 155 possibly. Let's hope. To talk about his opponent, Trey Ogden. He is 1-1 in the UFC after stepping in on short notice to fight Jordan Levitt. He had a close fight, which would sound nice, but then you remember the fight was mainly a striking match, and he lost a striking match to Jordan Levitt. There are some problems. There was, of course, some wrestling. It was a Jordan Levitt fight, but still, he lost a pretty much striking match to Jordan Levitt in 2022. Not even right now, when he became a fucking finisher, I guess. So that's a huge red flag. But in his last fight, he did get a huge upset when beating Daniel Zellhuber. But did he really beat Daniel Zellhuber, or did Zellhuber just not show up to fight? Cause I remember Zellhuber fucking standing there doing nothing. I'm not really holding that win in high regards, cause I think Zellhuber's a fucking joke. So take that as you will. Ogden looked fine in that fight. He just schooled the kid, but again, Daniel Zellhuber. So the betting after this fight have Manuel Torres minus 200 to plus 165. I would have him minus 280, 300. He should win. I don't think Trey Ogden knocks off another Mexican prospect, because I think Manuel Torres and Daniel Zellhuber are two different fucking leagues apart. Zellhuber sucks. Torres looks like he's pretty good. Besides that, I think it's obvious who I'm going with. I'm going fucking Manuel Torres. I don't really see him losing this fight. I'm not even sure how he would, unless he gets fucking knocked out, which ain't happening, or something along those lines. He should win this. So I am going Manuel Torres, who continue his first round finish streak with a first round knockout. Manuel Torres by knockout in the first. After that, we got another flyweight bout. First within our first, second one within our first three. God, I swear I'm not drunk. I just cannot speak English right now. We have CJ Vergara versus, oh, speak of the devil, Daniel Miojo da Silva. Why is Daniel da Silva still in the fucking UFC? But we'll talk about it in a minute. Let's talk about CJ Vergara. CJ is a nice prospect. He is 1-2 in UFC after coming off the Contender Series, seems like everyone has. After getting a quick first round finish, he made his debut against Ode Osborne, where he had an okay performance, where he didn't look great. Ode is a tough debut for really anybody. Getting beat by him, and you're not really gonna get mad at losing to Ode Osborne in your debut, no less. So, but especially after you bounce back and beat Cledson Rodriguez pretty soundly, from what I remember. It was a pretty clear. I remember it was a pretty good beating. He got it pretty clear when I know it does say it was a split, but let's be honest. Like Joanne Wood, was it really a split? And then in his last fight, he got fed to Tatsuro Taria. Are you gonna ever get mad at losing to Tatsuro Taria? No. Yeah, he literally got fed to the wolves. What do you really expect? Like, the dude had no chances. Tatsuro Taria. Like, come on. Overall, CJ is good. He's a good prospect. I hold him in higher regards than the fighters I've talked about earlier, like Altamirano. I think he's good. Do I see him doing much? No. I think where he is right now is where he's gonna stay the rest of his UFC career, just in that a fucking tester, or someone just to beat a can. Like, fight Tatsuro Taria and Mukayev, get him a good test. Fight a veteran like Ode, but then beat guys like Daniel da Silva and Cledson Rodriguez. Now, it's kind of a fair job. Lose to guys you should lose to, and then we'll see what's other fights. Yeah, I think CJ's good. Not very much more to say there. To talk about his opponent, Daniel da Silva, I think this dude's a fucking joke. He is 0-3 in the UFC. I don't know how he's still in the UFC either. His 3 losses are Jeff Molina, Francisco Figueiredo, and Victor Altamirano. All by finish. And wow, this dude's a fucking joke. Excuse me. This dude has no gas tank. This dude has no heart. And this dude's a fucking pushover. Never show this dude a Colby Covington or a DF brother fight, because he'll be amazed that they actually can fight more than 3 minutes tops. And don't show him a fucking Darren Elkins fight. Dude will have no idea how someone has a heart. Like, this dude sucks. No heart, no gas. He's a joke. Get him out the UFC. The betting odds have CJ Vergara minus 295 to plus 220. Dude, CJ should be minus 400, if not more. Like, come on. The only way he loses this if he gets knocked out early by Daniel's 1 round of gas tank, which is not happening. So I'm going CJ Vergara by TKO / knockout in the second. He grinds him out early, finishes him in the second, because we know he has no gas tank. And if he makes it to the second, he's gonna probably give up. So I'm going CJ Vergara by finish and TKO knockout in the second. Should be the easiest win of his career. Please cut Daniel Silva. CJ Vergara by TKO in the second. After that, a fight that should be the main event of your local Bellator card. We have Trevin the Problem Giles versus Preston Pressure Parsons. Why the fuck is this fight happening on a UFC card, not Bellator 298 or our fucking number they're on now? This should be fucking Bellator. At least for Trevin Giles. Preston Parsons is good, but my god, Trevin Giles sucks. Now let's talk about him. Trevin in the UFC is 6-4. His wins, James Krause, Roman Dulce in a robbery, Luis Cosi in one of the worst fights of last year. His losses: Zach Cummings, GM3, Dracos Duplessis, and Michael Morales. You're not very mad at those losses. Maybe Zach Cummings, but GM3, Dracos, and Michael Morales you're not mad at. And like I said, his wins are a bunch of fucking nobodies. This dude ain't very good. And now he's at welterweight. He's clearly at 185 or trying to fight at welterweight, and it's fucking killing him. Because he looked, in his last fight at welterweight, he looked drained, he looked gassed, he looked bad. And that was against Luis Cosi, who's meant to do that same thing, and he fucking actually looked better. So it's like, I don't think much of Trevin Giles. I think he's literally living off that Dulce robbery. Because besides that, what has he done? Like, lose? And beat cans and lose? Come on. To talk about his opponent, Preston Pressure Parsons. Triple P. Why is that not his nickname? Preston in UFC is 1-1. His loss was short notice debut against Daniel Rodriguez, who just got fight booked today, no less. Yeah, we knew he was cannon fodder. Dude literally showed up just to lose. But respect, and got him a second fight against Evan Elder, and he looked phenomenal. He put on a masterclass against Elder. By the way, looking over his record, he has a win over Ignacio Bahamondes, and he lost to Mike Perry. What the fuck? Besides the point. Yeah, you're not mad at losing to D-Rod on short notice, and you beat Evan Elder, who looks really bad. So, you beat someone you should have beat. Good job. Even though Elder, just like Parsons, actually did pick himself up after his first UFC fight, so what does that tell you? Fuck. Yeah, I think Parsons good. I think he's fine. I think he's better than Trevin Giles. And I saw a funny comment on Tabology, I think it was under this card. Preston Parsons is the best hidden secret in the UFC. You're fucking pushing it, bud. I think he's good, but you're pushing it badly. The betting odds for this fight have Trevin Giles. Well, actually, I've dropped to a near even though I remember, I think last week when I looked, Giles was a little favorite. I don't get it. He's not good. And now he's trying to fight at a weight class that ain't his fucking weight class. So it's a fucking double negative. Two negatives don't make a fucking positive being a win. So I am going with Preston Parsons in this fight, man. I think he'll gas him out, maybe get a finish. If not, he'll just fucking do his thing, get a decision win. I'm going Preston Parsons by decision. I think Giles does have decent takedown defense, but he's with Parsons probably gonna be shooting a lot. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a lot like the Kosi third round where Giles is just on his back for the whole fight, let alone a round. So I'm going Preston Parsons by decision. He's better, he's younger, and he's actually fighting at his weight class. So yeah, Parsons by decision. After that, we got a weird fight to break down, the one that seems like no one really has a grasp on fully. That we have Steven Ocho Peterson versus Lucas the Lion Alexander. Let's talk about Steven Peterson. Yeah, this is such a weird fight. Like a couple breakdowns. Everyone's like, no one knows how to go with this fight confidently. So take that, should say a lot. Steven Peterson in the UFC is 3-4. His 3 wins. Chase Hooper, and that's the only guy anyone would ever even fucking know. His 4 losses are Brandon Davis, Luis Pena, Alex Casares, and Julian Eros. You really mad at any of those losses? Pena, Casares, not really. And Juicy J. Juicy J in a war, might I add. If you remember that fight, he went to fucking war. And one of my top fights of the year last year, because it was just so fucking good. The dude has heart. He wants to just bang. He does not give a fuck. He just wants to brawl and only a brawl. He could wrestle, but not really what he's gonna aim to do. He's not very good. He would have fit perfectly about 15 years ago in the UFC when it was just, if you can wrestle, you can, but brawl. And he is 32 years old, taking some good damage. And a very veteran record of 19-10. That's not a good look. But Peterson's just not good. So to have that bad record kind of fits for him. So to talk about his opponent a little bit, Lucas Alexander, not very much I could say. You can get a better breakdown of this guy by other people, because he's only 0-1 UFC, making a short-notice debut against Joe Anderson Brito, getting completely ran through, as we all knew he would. But yeah, besides that, I've not seen anything else of him. From what I've heard, he's okay. He could win this fight, but it's no guarantee. The betting odds for this fight have Peterson minus 175 to plus 140. To be honest, I disagree. I'd probably have this a pick'em, because that's how everyone else has it. I don't really get Peterson being a huge favorite for beating Chase Hooper, having a war with Juicy J. I guess that gets you a favorite. I don't see it, but I am still going Peterson, but I'm not confident at all, to be honest with you. I think that I will not be amazed at all if Alexander wins, but I'm leaning Ocho in this one, so I'm going Steven Peterson to get the win here. I just have it's one of those feelings. I feel more comfortable picking Peterson than I do Alexander. so I am going Steven Peterson by decision. And now the featured prelim. No, I'm not rushing through this, I swear. Just, do you really want me to talk in depth about Trevin, Giles, and Steven Peterson? No. But we end the prelims off with, why the fuck is this the featured prelim? Christ. We have Daniel the Pineda versus Tucker Top Gun Lutz. Fucking Christ, this is bad. Let's talk about Daniel Pineda. Daniel is 4-5-1. The UFC is 4 wins. Oh Christ, he was cut at one point, so I guess this is gonna be a pain to fucking maybe this will. Okay, his wins. Actually, I would tell you them, but I don't think I won't even know who the fuck. Oh no, my bad. He beat Herbert Burns. Who hasn't? His 5 losses, on the other hand. Mike Brown, I'm 99% sure that is the same Mike Brown that's the coach. And Cub Swanson. He really lost to Andre Feely. This dude is fucking weird. So he popped in PFO for steroids. He for some reason got back in the UFC after that. And ever since the UFC return, he's went 1-1-1. Really 1-2. Because again, that Feely fight only was a no contest because he got poked in the eye. But if you remember that fight, he got his ass beat badly. Dude is 37 years old, and this is his first fight in a while. He took all of 2022 off, and he took a good part of 2021 off. So now he is coming back, 37 years old, and he sucked before. Can he suck worse? To talk about his opponent, Tucker Lutz. Why is he back? Mr. Decision himself. In the UFC, he is 1-1. In his debut, coming out Contender Series. In his debut, he beat Kevin Aguilar. I recognize the name. I recognize the person that goes with it. And then after that, he lost to Pat Sabatini. You're not mad at that. And then he's also taken a long break off since the end of 2021. So, yeah. I do recognize Kevin Aguilar. Fuck. Yeah, he's also been off for a while. He is kind of a decision machine. 4 wins by decision, 6 wins by knockout. Both of the UFC fights have been very underwhelming. I guess he's okay. Like, it's only his 15th UFC MMA fight, and he is only 28 years old, coming off a long break. Maybe he's gotten better, but man, Red don't have to do much to get better from where he was. Like, not even being a dick, it's kind of fucking true. Yeah, I know this is a shit breakdown, but what do you really want me to say? Daniel Pineda sucks. Tucker Lutz kind of sucks. Both these guys have not had a fight since 2021, and really neither really should be in the UFC. If being nice, Tucker should be, and again, being nice, Tucker should be. I really don't know what you want me to say at this point. Like, dude's not good. This is a bad fight. This is a battle of cans, my guys. I swear to you. This is a can off at the finest level. So, yeah. The Bang first fight have Tucker Lutz minus 250 to plus 195. I agree. But as shitty as Lutz is, he better win this shit. If you lose this shit, motherfucker, you suck. Yeah, of course I'm going Tucker Lutz in this fight. I'm not a fucking idiot. And I'm gonna go Tucker Lutz to. I don't feel to say. I feel like he actually is gonna finish Pineda here. I don't know why. I have a feeling he's gonna finish Pineda. I think Pineda's a very bad fighter. And I think he's gonna be taking a finish here. So I am going Tucker Lutz by knockout in the second. I just don't think Pineda. I have a weird feeling about picking Pineda to fucking lose by decision. I just don't feel right. It does not feel right, you know. Yeah, not much more to say. Tucker Lutz by knockout in the second. I might look stupid. He might just decision him, but I have a weird feeling he could get to finish here. So, Lutz by finish in a second. Yeah. That's the prelims. Holy fuck, they're bad. They're so bad. When the best fighter on your prelims is Manuel Torres and Salvador, you have a problem. When Daniel Pineda and Tucker Lutz is the fucking featured prelim, you have a problem. I don't know what to fucking say, man. This is bad. That's bad. Like, and they didn't lose that many fights. The only fights that lost from the prelims were Vidal and Brogan Walker. So, more garbage. Great. Let's talk about this main card, which actually is pretty decent. The order is ass backwards, but you know, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? Anything else from the UFC? No. So let's start off the main card with Chidi, bang, bang, Njokuani versus Albert Machete Duraev. If Chidi's fighting, you better be watching, because Chidi never had a boring fight in the UFC. I don't see that starting now. Let's talk about Chidi and Njokuani. Chidi in the UFC is 2-1, coming off Contender Series. In his debut, he ran over Marc-Andre Barriot. And then in his second fight, he completely wrecked Dushko Todorovic. But then in his last fight, he met the machine that is Gregory Rodriguez, and he might have took a chunk out of his fucking head, but he did knock the man out somehow. And Gregory made him gas and put him out. If you're getting mad at him for that fight, if you're calling him a quitter for that fight, you're an idiot. Gregory Rodriguez is just not human. If what he did to him didn't finish him, what could he have done to him? He took a chunk out of his forehead. What else could he have done? Honestly, come on. Like, you're fucking kind of asking a man to do a lot if you're mad at him for taking a chunk out of a dude's head and not getting the finish somehow. So yeah. And yeah, he has beat two pretty bad fighters, but he's shown that he is good. I think he is good. I think the one shame with him is he has got to UFC pretty late. He's already 34, and he's already had a long career. But you don't know. We've seen crazier shit happen in UFC, and older people succeed. But overall, you know what you're getting with Chidi, a dude who's gonna do what he does best, put on a fight. To talk about his opponent, Albert, I'm not Hamzat Duraev. He is 1-1 in the UFC. In his debut, also coming off Contender Series, like every other fighter ever at this point. In his debut, he destroyed Roman Kopylov, as he should. And then in his second fight, he got destroyed by Joe Quinn Buckley. That's bad. You should not be getting destroyed by Joe Quinn Buckley. And he made Buckley look phenomenal. He had his eye shut completely, and he let Buckley just do whatever the fuck he wanted. And he did do whatever he wanted to Duraev. I was high on Duraev at one point. Not anymore. He is also 34, and after that last fight, unless he's gotten really good over the last a little under a year, I don't think this I think he's pretty much hit his ceiling, which is being in the UFC. Because besides that, I don't see much from him. If you're getting destroyed by Joe Quinn Buckley, yeah, I don't have much faith in you. So his best chance of winning this fight is just turning into a fucking wet blanket on Chidi, which could happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but you never know, it easily could. The betting on third fight had Chidi minus 195 to plus 150. Yeah, I don't agree. Chidi should be a bigger favorite. I think Chidi is a little bit too small of a favorite, because, let's be honest, both guys are coming off losses, but who could you play devil's advocate for? The dude who took a chunk out of a dude's head and still somehow lost? Or the dude who made a not very good fighter look phenomenal? That's up for you to decide. For me, I think Chidi should be about 200, 210, 220. I will not be shocked at all if he does finish Duraev by the same knee he hit RoboCop with, because we know Duraev is going to be shooting. Why not throw that knee up the middle and crack his fucking skull open? I would. So I'm going Chidi by knockout in the first. I think he does what he does best, get a finish. So I'm going Chidi and Njokuani by knockout in the first. I'm excited. Great way to open the main card. And then a better way to continue it, we have at another flyweight fight, we have Alex Perez versus Manel Star Boy Kape. Even though Kape's on the card, you better be watching. Let's talk about Alex Perez. Alex has had one of the most unfortunate UFC careers I've ever fucking seen. He's had 9 UFC fights. He's had, in cancelled fights alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's had more cancelled fights in the UFC than he's had actual fights. Swear to God. Go look at his fucking UFC, go look at his Tapology, go look at whatever. He's had 12 cancelled UFC fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, 10. And most of them are because of him. Most of them. Like, one was... He's had such an unfortunate fucking run, man. It's such a shame. Like, most of them are, like, a good chunk of the cancellations are not even his fault. Like, I'm opening them all up now to see the reason. So we had his injury, we had COVID, he got rebooked in a title fight, then he withdrew, we had Askarov get hurt, we had the fight get rebooked, then the guy he was fighting got medical issues, then he missed weight when he was rebooked with that guy, then Askarov got hurt or withdrew again, then Perez withdrew from a fight with Amir Al-Bakhi, and then last month, Kaikar France pulled out. The dude can't catch a break. But to actually talk about what he has done in the UFC, he is 6-3. His wins, UFC from Mega, and that's probably his best UFC win, especially since that was one of the few fights to ever get finished by a leg kick. Besides that, he's pretty much beat a bunch of the 125 heavy bags, Mark De La Rosa and fucking Jordan Espinosa. And that Mega win was his last career win as of right now, and that was in 2020. Cause his 3 losses in the UFC are Joseph Benavidez, and then his last 2 fights, Davison Figueiredo in that title fight main event, if you remember. And then in his last fight, he also got subbed by Alexander Pantoja, who just made him look like a bitch badly. The dude is good for his. If you look at his record, it does not seem, but dude is good. He is a top ranked 25er for a reason, even if it's not for beating top dudes at all. If fucking hell, if every top dude he's ever been booked against pretty much has ever been canceled outside of Figgy, Pantoja, and Joe B, who he lost to. So what does that tell you? He's not a bad fighter, just he's not an amazing fighter, if that makes sense. He's like a male Nico Montano almost. Dude can never fucking fight. It's fucking weird. Dude, talk about his opponent Manel, Kape, a dude who's had almost as weird of a UFC career. He is he is 3-2 in UFC. His first UFC fights, if you remember, he got thrown to the wolves early, losing to Pantoja and really beating Mateus Nicolau, but remember, robbery. And then his last 3 fights, he decided, you know what, I'm bored. I want to knock some people out. Knocked out Ode, knocked out Zumagulov, and then his last fight destroyed David Dvorak. Like, he destroyed Dvorak. And now he's here fighting Perez to get into the top 5. And if you look over this dude's record, he's fought a who's who of out 25ers. Ian McCall, Horiguchi, fucking, like, dude's fought some decent names. Like, dude, you see why the UFC gave him real fucking Pantoja and Nicolau right off rip. Because they knew he was good. For some reason, he had some, I don't know what got him to him in the Pantoja fight, and then, like that, he did pretty much win that Nicolau fight. But after that Nicolau fight, he woke up and said, I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna be who I was meant to be in the UFC, and that's just the killer. Like, dude's really good. He's only 29 years old. And his record 18-6, and those 6 losses are fucking his fucking guys like Horiguchi and Pantoja. So can you really get mad at him? So take that as you will. And dude's just a killer. Dude's just a fucking killer. The balance was I have Manel Kape -230 to +180. I agree. I think he should win this fight. Could Perez get his head out of his ass and win? Of course. Do I think he's going to? No. I don't see that happening at all. I think Kape's gonna do what Kape does best. Finish. So I'm going Manel Kape by knockout in the first. Manel Kape, baby. Sue on these fools. Manel Kape by knockout in the first. Should be a fun one. I'm excited. After that, a fight I'm not excited for, and I'm not going to talk about much because fuck you. You think you can get me to talk about this fight longer than I have to? Lord save me. Andrea KGB Lee versus Maycee the Future Barber. Fucking shoot me. Let's talk about Andrea Lee. What is the fuck? in the UFC, she is 5-4, not the best record. But if you look at her wins, Veronica Hardy, that's weirdly aging better over a week. Ashley Evans-Smith, Montana De La Rosa, Antonina Shevchenko, and Cynthia Calvillo, where she made her quit. And her losses: Joanne Wood, Lauren Murphy, Roxanne Modafferi, and Viviane Araujo. I saw a good point made by the UFC Gambling Addict, who you should go watch and subscribe to. Great channel. If she actually got the nod against Wood and Murphy, because both were split decisions, and actually did finish Araujo, because if you remember, she almost did in the first, her record would only be 8-1. That looks a lot better. It's 5-4. And even if you think she clearly lost those two, and yeah, you didn't get to finish, she's not losing to bad fighters. Joanne Wood, not mad at. Lauren Murphy, I'm not thrilled at. Roxy's Roxy, and Araujo's pretty decent. And she's beating the people she should be beating: Hardy, Evans-Smith, De La Rosa, Shevchenko, etc., etc. Well, she's doing what she has to do. She's winning when she needs to, and she's only losing either when she barely should be, or fuck, maybe you can say she shouldn't be losing those fights because they were robberies. So that's up for you to debate. I think Lee's okay. I've never saw much of her, but I think she's just an okay fighter. She's not gonna be a champion, not gonna be a top 5 fighter, but I think she's a decent mid-level fighter, like a Derek Brunson, I guess, or something like that. Like you know what you're getting with her. Like you know exactly what you're getting with her. You're getting Andrea Lee. So, not much you can really say about KGB. To not talk about her opponent, because I'm not talking about Maycee Barber. I'm not fucking sorry. I don't want to talk about Maycee Barber, because it's Maycee Barber. She sucks. I'm not talking about Maycee. Like, Jesus, don't my background noise. Like, like, she's bad. She's fucking joke. Her last 2 wins, because she only won 2 in a row. She did not beat Marina Maverick. You beat Montana. You hugged Montana De La Rosa, and you hugged Jessica I to retirement. Good job. You suck. I'm picking Andrea Lee just because I don't like Maycee Barber. I think she fucking sucks. And maybe she proves me wrong, but even beating Andrea Lee, yeah, ain't proving me wrong. I'm going KGB just because I don't want to pick Maycee Barber. I've never picked Barber. Why start today? KGB for the win. Actually, no, I take that back. I did pick Maycee Barber against Jessica I. I did, but that's because Jessica I sucks. So, my bad, I lied. I only picked Barber because she got a layup. Not here, KGBW. By decision. Now we return to actual real fighters. Well, I'm sorry, Andrea Lee. No diss to you. But we turn to real fighters. As we got Nate the Train, baby. Landwehr versus Austin Lights Out Lingo. This fight is only happening because both guys have had cancellations over the last couple weeks. Austin Lingo is meant to fight Ricardo Ramos, but Ramos missed weight by 8 pounds. Nate Landwehr, 2 weeks ago, Nate Landwehr was meant to fight Alex Caceres on this card, and Alex pulled out a couple days ago. So, you got 2 dudes at the same weight class who want to fight. Fuck it. You fight them. Make them fight each other. And that's what they did. Let's talk about Nate the Train, baby. I think this is a way easier fight for Nate than Caceres would be, and and I'm saying that even thinking Nate probably would have beat Caceres. Nate is 3-2 in the UFC. His 3 wins: Darren Elkins, Ludwig Klein, and David Onama. We'll talk about that one in a second. His 2 losses: Herbert Burns and Julian Erosa. Yeah, he's had some off nights like the Herbert and Erosa fight, but when this dude's on, he's on. Darren Elkins, great fight. Ludwig Klein, he looked dominant. And David Onama, and you could easily argue fight of the year last year. Like, the dude is really good. 34 years old though. He's taking a lot of damage, but you can already tell he's gonna be one of those fighters like a Clay Guida, Darren Elkins, for example, who's just gonna be there for a while to have banger fights. You never see him being a champion. Let's be honest, he's not gonna be a champion, especially at featherweight. But that's not what you want him to be. You want him to be Nate the Train. You want him to be Nate fucking Landwehr, man. Nate fucking Landwehr is a guy who only has banger fights and never has a boring one. Because we would want nothing else from Nate Landwehr. Because he's Nate the Train. To talk about his opponent for the second time in 2 weeks, Austin Lingo. He is 2-1 in the UFC. His 2 wins are Luis Saldana and Jacob Kilburn. His 1 loss is Usyk is a lost. Now, if you want to see me break him down a little better, go watch the breakdown for Yana and Marab. But I don't give a fuck. He's here. He's gonna lose. He's literally here to lose. I don't really talk about a dude's second time in 2 weeks when he hasn't earned it. So. The betting odds for this fight have Nate Landwehr minus 270 to plus 220. I would move Nate up to minus 3 plus. Well, minus 3 plus meaning higher than 3, not plus 300. He should win. I see him just hitting the right shot at some point in the fight and getting the knockout. I don't think he can have that banger he did with Onama and Elkins with Lingo. Lingo just ain't good. I think he can go in there and torch Lingo. So I'm going Nate the Train by knockout in the first. I think he's going to do what Nate the Train does best, and that's get W's. And have a cool, crazy highlight. Cause when has Nate Landwehr not had a highlight? Nate the Train, first round, knockout. Let's get it. After that, fuck, I don't want to talk about this fight either. The co-main event of the evening, aka another piss break. And you know me, I ain't a WMMA hater, but this is a piss break. The Preacher's Daughter, Holm versus Yana Foxy, not Kunitskaya, Santos. Why? Why? All I can say, why? I'm not gonna fucking break down Holm. If you don't know Holm, you're a fucking moron. The woman who ended Ronda Rousey, the woman who got choked out by Miesha Tate, the woman who got head kicked by Amanda Nunes, one of the greatest female fighters of all time, first ballot Hall of Famer, blah blah blah, got round versus Katlyn Vieira, this, that, the other thing. She is 41, she needs to retire. To talk about her opponent, Yana Santos, I actually talk about her since I guarantee most people don't even fucking know who she is. And only know who she is because she's about to fight Holm. She is 4-3 in the UFC. Her 4 wins: Helena Landsberg, Marion Renault, Juliana Stoyarenko, and Katlyn Vieira. Her 3 losses: Chris Cyborg, Aspen Ladd, and Irene Aldana. She's not very good. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. She's not very good. Like, even in her wins, she's looked underwhelming. Like, she looked good in the Katlyn fight, but I don't think Katlyn Vieira's good. Go ahead, tag me for that one. I don't give a fuck. Katlyn Vieira sucks. And in her losses, yeah, you got ran through by Iranian Cyborg, as you should, but the big red flag, you got finished by fucking Aspen Ladd. Wait, that wasn't mean to rhyme. You got finished by Aspen Ladd. You are a joke. Like, you fucking suck. The UFC really has the co-main event to Marlon Vera versus Corey Sandhagen be a fight between a 41-year-old and a girl who just had a fucking baby not even that long ago. What the fuck are you doing, UFC? The betting odds for this fight have Holly minus 210. She's gonna win unless she gets robbed again. Just like Ketlin, it's either Holly wins or she got robbed. Going Holly home by decision. I don't think she even could finish Yana if Yana let her. Because if she tries too hard, Holly might break a fucking hip. So I'm going Holly home by decision. God, I'm not excited for this one. Fuck. But what fight I am excited for is the main event of the evening. The last fight of March Madness in the UFC. A fight I cannot fucking wait for. A fight that I'm so happy ain't in the shit pecs. Marlon Chito Vera versus the Sandman, Corey Sandhagen. I'm not gonna go in depth on these two. If you don't know these two, what rock have you been living under? Chito been on a hot streak. His career was made off of a fluke win against Sean O'Malley, and after losing to Jose Aldo, he's now on a 4-fight winning streak. Davey Grant, Frankie Edgar, Rob Font, and Dominic Cruz. Now, he's now in the top 5. And he's finally getting close to that title shot. I don't think the winner of this gets that, but I'll talk about that more probably in the recap. Sunday, 1 p.m. EST. I might do that. So, like, Chito, the main problem with Chito is what everyone says, the dude needs to learn how to fight quicker, because he fucking doesn't fight till, like, the 3rd round. If he showed up quicker, he probably would be even better somehow. Dude just doesn't show up till the 3rd round. If you talk about his opponent, Corey Sandhagen, what are there to say? Dude's had a lot of ups and downs over the last couple years, mainly ups though. Like, his only downs are, like, over the last couple years, since beginning of the 2020 season, 3-3. He had a fluke loss to Aljo, then he ran through Marlon Edgar, he really beat TJ Dillashaw, he lost to Piotr, and he beat Song Yadong in a fight. He kind of looked underwhelming, and like, the dude has only really had 1 down, and that's fucking Piotr. Even that was a great fight that showed how good he is. Sterling was a fluke, Dillashaw was a robbery, and he's won his other 3. Like, dude's really fucking good. Like, is he champion level? Now you're kind of pushing. Do I really see him beating fucking, that's Marab? And I don't know. The worst thing about 125 and 135 is top division kinda is. The top division is so weird. Sterling's a bitch. Marab's weird. O'Malley needs to fight someone. Piotr fell off a cliff. These two I've already talked about. You got guys like Umar Nurmagomedov, Adrian Yanez, a bunch of talent coming up. Hopefully gonna clean out the garbage at the top division like Sterling and Marab soon. And I could easily see either of these two holding a belt. Do I think they will? No. But I could see it. Both of these dudes are really fucking good. And anyone who disagrees, I would love to hear your argument, because I guarantee you it's wrong. But the betting odds for this fight, which I also think are wrong, are Corey minus 160 to plus 135. I don't see that at all. I get why the betting odds are like that. Chito does not fight till the 3rd round, and a lot of the time he only wins off knockdowns and finishes. But why do people think a guy can't learn how to fight sooner? Did no one see Petr Yan fight against O'Malley? When he had to fight before the 3rd round, the dude learned how to fight before the 3rd round. I think Cheeto's smart. I think Cheeto's a smart fighter. I think he knows he has to fucking fight early. He can't rely on knockdowns and a knockout versus Corey Sandhagen, because you're not going to get the knockout and you're probably not getting the knockdowns. I will not be shocked if Cheeto actually shows up early in the fight. Like, I don't get why people think a guy can't show up sooner. Like, it's not like the dude's programmed not to wake up till the 3rd round. Dude can wake up whenever he wants. He just for some reason waits. So I would have the betting odds 115 apiece, and now you ask me who I'm going with. I'm going with Cheeto. I've been kind of flip-flopping on this fight for a while, but I think I'm leaning Cheeto. He has more momentum. He fucking, I think, he's more hungry. Not think Corey ain't hungry, but dude's already fought pretty much the top of the division. Cheeto hasn't. The best guys Cheeto has fought are Sean O'Malley and fucking Fong Yerdong. Corey's fought pretty much everyone by now. Besides Marab and O'Malley, who has he not fought? Sterling, Yan, Dillashaw, fucking Yerdong, Edgar, Morales. Like, dude fought everyone. I think Corey ain't hungry. I think Corey's extremely hungry. But dude's already been to the top of the mountain and got kicked off. Now, does he get kicked off again in a high spot? That's gonna be interesting to see. Because the loser of this really doesn't take a bad bullet, but at the same time, they fall a lot. Because the winner of this should fight Morale. The loser of this, I don't know. Like, it's so weird. This fight is so big, and it's a great way to end March Madness. So, I am going Marlon Chito Vera to get the win here, and I'm going by decision. I don't see the fight ending in a finish. If it ends in a finish, it's some insane shit. And in a way, I hope it does end in a finish, because I would love to see some insane shit to end March Madness. But I think we're going to get an amazing fight, a Fight of the Year contender, and I'm going Marlon Vera by decision. Jesus fuck. To talk about my picks one more time before I fucking pass out. Salvador by knockout in the first. Manuel Torres by knockout in the first. CJ Vergara by TKO in the second. Preston Parsons by decision. Steven Peterson by decision. Tucker Lutz by knockout in the second. Chidi and Njokuani by knockout in the first. Manel Kape by knockout in the first. Andrea Lee by decision. Nate Landwehr by knockout in the first. Holm by decision. And Marlon Chito Vera by decision. My lock of the night was Vidal, but I guess I can call it Nate Landwehr. And not much more to say. I cannot fucking wait for some fights on this card. Mainly the main card fights, Chidi, Kape, Nate, and Cheeto. Besides that, I could easily miss this and probably not feel too bad or miss much. So, I'm excited to end March Madness. I'm sad too because it has been great, but what can you do? Nothing lasts forever. And after this, we take a break next week, so you'll not hear from me next week, but you'll hear from me in 2 weeks, April 7th, Friday 1 p.m. EST, for a breakdown of Izzy Pineda fucking 25, aka UFC 287, and you might be getting a recap for that too, depending on how I feel. But I'm pretty sure I will be doing a recap video for this card, which is going to air Sunday 1 p.m. EST. So keep an eye out for that. It's not going to be as long as, I don't think I'm going to make recaps as long as breakdowns. I think recaps are probably going to be about 10, 20, 30 minutes tops, because I don't feel like stretching that out makes sense. I think stretching these out makes sense. You want an in-depth breakdown, but I don't think I would like to stretch out a breakdown, so, or a recap, I mean, so. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no more I can say. Besides, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, sub. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And as always, RX. Out. March Madness has been good to us.